Okay, today we're going to learn about nuclear fission. So first of all, the word fission means splitting, and we have the word nuclear here because it's to do with the nucleus of a radioactive material. So in nuclear power stations, we usually use uranium. Now, uranium has a large, unstable nucleus, and we could utilise this in order to release lots of energy. So what happens in a nuclear power station is a slow-moving neutron is fired at a uranium nucleus. The uranium nucleus actually absorbs the neutron, which causes it to become even more unstable and split. So it splits into two smaller, what are called daughter nuclei. As this splitting happens, remember splitting, the term for splitting the nucleus is nuclear fission. As this nuclear fission reaction happens, lots and lots of energy is released. Now this energy can be harnessed in the nuclear power station, and eventually we can generate electricity from that, but we'll get there in a minute. Now, apart from these two smaller nuclei being released, we also have more neutrons being released as well. So these neutrons are also fired out in different directions. Each of these new neutrons that have just been released from this uranium nucleus can in turn hit other uranium nuclei, also causing these to split into smaller daughter nuclei as well. So we can see from what started at just splitting one nucleus, we've ended up splitting several. And again, when these split, even more neutrons are going to be given out as well. This type of reaction is called a chain reaction. It just means that one of these reactions has caused several other reactions to occur. Please also remember that every single time we have one of these uranium nuclei splitting, lots and lots of energy is being released. So we have loads and loads of energy being released. So, how can this energy actually lead to us being able to generate electricity? So, in a nuclear power station, we have several different features. First of all, we have a reactor. Now, the reactor is where we have these uranium fuel rods that we were just looking at a second ago. So this is where all of our fission, this is where all of our fission reactions are happening. So lots and lots of energy is being released. We also, however, have these things called control rods. Now, what a control rod is these are made out of boron. And what they're for is they absorb some of the some neutrons. So what we can do is if we can help to control the rate that these fission reactions are happening by putting the control rods in further or removing them. Because what happens is as we put a control rod in, they absorb some of these neutrons which are being given off by these fission reactions in order to slow the reaction down. So that is the purpose of the control rods. So we also have, next to our reactor, we have a boiler. Okay? Now, the whole purpose of the boiler is to take all of this heat energy from the reactor in order to evaporate water. So we're turning water into steam. So remember, because during these fission reactions we're releasing loads and loads of energy, that energy can be used to heat up water to turn it to steam. This steam can then go and turn a turbine which can power a generator and in turn generate electricity. So we start off, the energy changes that are happening, we start off with nuclear energy. As these fission reactions occur, we're releasing lots of thermal energy, which in turn evaporates the water into steam, which then converts it into kinetic energy in order to move the turbine. The turbine spins round, and then within our generator, we have that kinetic energy being converted into electrical energy. And that is how nuclear fission works.